All right, so when it comes to affiliate marketing, guys, there's a few things that can really hold you back in terms of actually getting the numbers and conversions that you need to start seeing some good profit. And one of those things is website speed. And there's so many different hosting plans out there for your website that it can be really confusing which ones to choose from. And there's definitely big differences between them too. So you can definitely go down the cheap route, or you can go the super expensive route. And the variations are just so crazy you would not believe. And often the cheap one is just going to do as well as the most expensive one, but you have to know which type of hosting that suits your needs. And this is where this video is going to be really helpful for you guys to sort of figure that out and understand the differences. I'll show you the one that I'm currently using as well and why I'm using them, and give you the kind of like the setup that you need as a beginner, and also going forward and scaling your business if you've got like upwards of 5,000 to 10,000 visits a month. Even up to 250,000 visits a month, you can do it with this hosting plan. So let's check it out. Obviously, yeah, we're going to go through all the different pricing plans just quickly as well. But most importantly, the reasons why I recommend this particular hosting company. And yeah, let's get into it. Let's go. So on the market right now, there's three main options you can choose from. That's shared hosting. You've probably heard of that. You've got VPS hosting, and you've got dedicated servers. Now, the three different options vary so much in price, and the performance doesn't really change too much for beginners. Of course, as you scale up and get bigger and you've got more traffic coming through, those bigger plans will help. But in initial stages, up to 5,000 visits a month, which is pretty decent, you don't need anything more than shared hosting. But I will say now that there's a very big difference between the quality of the shared hosting providers out there on the market. So in this video, I'm going to show you the differences, the reasons why I've gone with this one that you can see right on the screen right now. They're called Cloudways by DigitalOcean. They used to be a standalone company, but they got taken over by DigitalOcean a couple of years ago. It's a really great option because you have the option to start small and scale up on the same server as you grow. Now, the reason why this is really good is because you can just stay in one place and you don't have to worry about moving your website, doing all that difficult technical stuff, which just takes a lot more time and can actually really damage your traffic and your SEO. So you don't want to move your website around too much as if you can avoid it. So when it comes to the different options, like I said, shared hosting is the best. Let's dive into it. All right, so without a doubt, the king of the shared hosting plans on the market right now has got to be Bluehost, but I will say please stay away from them as much as possible. The reason why is because their plans right now, the reason why they're also quite cheap, well, I say cheap, not really for what you get. Their service is just really old and outdated. A lot of their servers that they use are on really large shared servers with thousands of websites on the same platform, and it's going to be not very cost effective and difficult to scale up with. So it's not a great choice. Of course, the prices are quite attractive. The other reason why is because these hosting providers that I'm going to show you right now, Bluehost starting with number one, they're all based in the US. So unless you're from the US, that's fine. I still would recommend Cloudways over Bluehost, but it's not recommended still. So the reason why is because your website is only going to be really fast and able to be accessed really quickly, which is really important from the US. So the other option you have is SiteGround. You've probably heard of SiteGround. Their plan starting at $2.99 a month. However, you can see that this, for example, $2.99 a month then the regular price is $15.99 a month after the period's ended. So they always get you with these little tricks where they give you that saved 75% off even on Bluehost, and their renewal price is $22 a month, which for $22 a month you can get so much better. You can get literally so much better, and I'm going to show you reasons why here in a minute. So yeah, you've got SiteGround, you've got Bluehost, you've probably heard of HostGator as well. They're pretty popular, and you have Namecheap, you've got Wix, you've got all these different like companies. They all provide pretty much the same plans and prices. So you know, they offer that 75% off, and then they charge you that actual amount that they want you to pay later. So look, I'm not gonna like say they're terrible or anything at all. All I'm saying is that I don't recommend them because there's a way better option. And the way better option is Cloudways right now in terms of price. So yeah, as a beginner, I would highly recommend going with Cloudways, and I'm going to show you that login section right now and what plans I recommend to choose from. All right, so the difference with Cloudways is that you can actually choose a bit more technical sort of things around the server which your website's going to be hosted on. Now, don't get too disorientated or discouraged for this. It's just a one-time thing to kind of choose in the beginning. And then you can scale it up. Like I said, you don't have to then move your website if it grows bigger, and you're prepared for, you know, potentially having a lot of traffic on your website, which is really important. So here are the different plans and options, and we're going to go through them just quickly and show you the ones that are the best options as a beginner. And if you're an intermediate or experienced affiliate, then I recommend the following. So starting with DigitalOcean, they're definitely the cheapest in terms of what you get for your money. However, I have had mixed feelings about it, because I think that also they're not that targeted for different regions. So yeah, their servers are based in the US. However, you can choose them in the different countries when you go into the choice of plans later. So as you can see, the data centers that they have, and a data center is basically where your website is going to be hosted in the world. These are the different options you have with DigitalOcean. So you got New York, Amsterdam, Bangalore, London, you know, San Francisco, Sydney. So the major cities, right? So your website is generally going to be served pretty quickly if you choose one of those data centers near you, and it'll make your life way easier when you come to editing the website. Because believe it or not, yes, it's going to be slow if you're editing the website and you're in, for example, Australia, and you're hosting in America or London, for example. There's going to be a delay in editing your website. So yeah, here are basically the different plans. So for DigitalOcean, you've got 1 gig, 2 gig, 4 gig. As you go on, it doubles. And this is RAM. And then you've got processors, and you've got storage, and you've got bandwidth. So the only things you really need to worry about here is the beginning, the first package, because essentially as you start, all you need is the minimum amount. It's really, really good compared to what you get in the shared plans anyway. And if you do need more resources, you can scale that up later, but you can easily get 20,000, 30,000 views a month to your website with any of these beginning packages. So DigitalOcean, I do recommend for the price as a beginning stage, and it is a really good like cost solution. So I would highly recommend checking that out. When you go through the process, you can choose the server that's near you as well. Now, Vultr has a really good history. They're also really in demand right now. A lot of their services are running out. So actually, it's really difficult to get a server in certain data centers, certain countries, because people just love them. So yeah, Vultr is really good, but again, yeah, it's like DigitalOcean, similar prices in the beginning stages. So you can choose between them. The difference is not huge. Vultr does have a slightly better speed. So if you can get the data center in your area for Vultr, I'd highly recommend going with Vultr over DigitalOcean. LN Node, I don't even recommend right now, because it's just, it's just not as good as the other ones. So I'm going to skip that for now. AWS. So AWS is probably the most expensive package here. It's pretty much in line with Google Cloud, but AWS does offer a lot more performance in terms of if you have a lot of traffic on your website. Currently, I'm running on the X Large, which is $183 a month. This is a lot, but I have traffic of over 150,000 views across my different websites. So I do use it because I would like to have that optimal performance for different websites. But you know, once you have a good passive income coming in, say like, you know, $5,000 to $10,000, $20,000 a month, $180 isn't too much to worry about. But in the initial stages, I do not recommend that. Definitely go with either Vultr or DigitalOcean. And as you can see, Google Cloud is also really expensive. And I think personally, AWS is better than Google Cloud, especially for WordPress. They have a better environment. Also in terms of CDNs, they have a better environment with AWS. So that's also what I'll talk about after this. Pricing plan structure is a little bit about what is a CDN and how it can actually really improve your traffic, your conversions, and your commissions. And people don't actually understand what a CDN is often, and it can really help you get more commissions. So I'll talk about this shortly. So right now, guys, if you do want to join Cloudways, they have $100 credit you can redeem right now using the link in the description of this video. I do get a small commission from this, of course, for referring you. If you have any questions though along the way, I highly recommend you join my Discord group. If you have any questions there, flick me a message and I can help you out even with the process. So as part of that, I would thank you for taking that opportunity with me. And yeah, I'll dive in now to the CDN part, which I think is really important. All right, so like I said, the CDN part is really important, guys, because it will give you that extra boost. But as part of that process, we've got to set up a quick server. So what we're going to do is here, and we're going to go to applications and we're going to hit WordPress. So this is what's going to happen when you click on one of the pricing plans to join Cloudways. You're going to get this option. We're going to choose a name here. So we're going to choose test server, and we're going to do that for this one too. I'm going to go with Vultr, and here we can choose the different sizes. So this is available for you also as you continue to go on down the track as well. So say for example, a year from now, you're starting to get a lot of traffic in your website and you think it's time to, you know, grow the website and get a bit bigger. You can actually move this up as you are like literally live. So it's perfect. None of the other hosting providers do this, and you'll have to move all your websites over to a new server, which is just a complete nightmare, to be honest. So yeah, here we have the different options. I'm going to go ahead and choose Australia right now if they have that available. Like I said, Vultr, they don't always they don't always have it. Oh, they do have it. Okay, perfect. So we're going to launch that right now. Okay, as you can see, that's launching. What I want to show you is you can actually launch a new application because I have a server already. So I'm going to just launch a new application. A new application is literally a new website. So once you have your server, you can literally click add application and click on WordPress. I'm going to call it new affiliate site, and we're going to add that application. So to add a CDN now, which is a content delivery network, how this works is basically think of your website as it's staying in one place. It's wherever you've hosted it. For example, this one's in Sydney. So your website's sitting on a server in Sydney, and the speed of your website is probably loading within 1 second for people in Sydney, Australia, in generally that area. But as soon as someone accesses it from London or New York, for example, and it will happen because especially if your website is a .com, you will get traffic from all over the world. They're not going to get a very fast speed to your website, which means you're probably going to get a high bounce rate. Now, a bounce rate is going to reduce your SEO as well, and you're going to find it more difficult to get consistent traffic from other areas in the world if your website speed is really slow. which it will be without a CDN. This is natural. This is something you can't avoid unless you do what I'm about to show you. So as you can see, this is loading, so I'm going to skip to when this is finished. I'll be back shortly. All right, so we are back. The new affiliate site is now up and running. So as you can see, we have the URL here for our new affiliate site. So if you head over there right now, you can see WordPress is installed. It looks like standard install, and you can see they have a nice link where you can click that opens up the login area, your username and password there. It's a super easy to use yeah, nice system. I really like Cloudways because everything is super easy to understand. There's also something called domain management here, and this is really where you just add your domain name right here like that, save changes, and you're done. So that'll connect your domain name straight to your website, and you can start editing it as you like. So with the CDN, there's something called Cloudflare. As you can see down here, there is a Cloudflare Enterprise button. Now, Cloudflare Enterprise, you have a look at their website to see all the details in finer details rather, so you understand everything about it, because I can't explain everything in this video, of course. But yeah, for $4.99 a month, you can basically have a CDN network on your website, which is going to give you advanced security. It will give you way faster loading times. I'm talking like as if your website is in London, but it's hosted in Australia, you'll get the same speeds in London. So this makes your website accessible from everywhere in the world. They have hundreds of data centers across the world as well. Remember when we chose the data center and we chose Sydney and there was like 7? Well, imagine having your website on over 200 different centers around the world. How fast your website will load. So it's really a great option, and for only $4.99 a month, it's insane. So the Cloudflare Enterprise is usually over $2,000 a month, but Cloudways has a partnership program with them to offer their exclusive clients $4.99 a month. And as you get more websites, if you want to have a CDN with them, it gets cheaper as well. So highly recommend checking that out. Yeah, I'm going to show you quickly a few tips on setting up your server as well that hopefully will help you get more performance out of that server too. So what we want to go is to applications settings, and these are the standard settings that are going to be on your installation on Cloudways. Now, they're not the most optimal. Of course, they like to say they are, but they're not really. So if we go to the PHP settings, we can have a look right now. You're going to see some pretty standard PHP settings. Now, PHP settings is how much resources is allocated to that website. Now, it's getting quite technical, I know, but you don't have to worry about all that jargon. You can just copy and paste these numbers. So right now you can see the memory limit is 32 megabytes. This is really small. So we want to at least go up here to 256. Now that's going to increase the overall capacity of your server and memory usage, which will make the pages a lot quicker. We can also see the execution time is set to 120. We want to increase that to at least 300. And we can see the input times 300. We can increase that to 600. Post size, and that's fine. No problem. We don't want to worry about that. It's fine. So you can save changes there. And once that's done, that will make your overall editing on the website much quicker, and also the speed of your website much quicker as well. So that's all done. Now we can just refresh that. Yeah, so it's now done. It's 256. Awesome. There's a few other things. Lastly, I would like to show you guys once this is loaded. Let's have a look at this affiliate site. Application settings, WordPress settings. Now there's something called object cache. We want that enabled. And there's something called cron optimizer. We want that enabled as well. So cron optimizer basically, WordPress has a system in place where it will keep checking to make sure things are running smoothly in your website, a bit like a heartbeat, like it's beating to check it's all good, right? But it kind of checks a bit too often sometimes. And this is why you have a cron optimizer. And this will help lower that heartbeat and lower that heart rate to a rate that's going to be much more effective for your website. Yeah, which is basically why I will enable it. Object cache is usually already enabled, so you're all good. That's it, guys. So basically, I hope that gave you a lot of information about servers and about hosting. I do recommend you check out Cloudways. It is super simple to click in there and add your server and update everything. If you have any questions, just pin them in the comments below. I will read through all of them and get back to you. Thanks so much for watching the video. Please subscribe if you like the content, and I'll give you the next video soon. Have an awesome day. See you guys.